Hi everyone, it's Miss Couch, your teaching artist from KidSmart. I'm a visual artist and today my lesson is on stained glass windows. We're going to cover a few links on YouTube with some different information that you can choose which videos you would like to watch, and including a demo, and then I'll post also my own demo of a stained glass style art you can use crayons to create. All right, so I hope you enjoy this, and I'll be in a little window on the side while I'm showing you these links. Okay, first we see a link to a little biography. This is a 5-minute video about Louis Comfort Tiffany. His dad is the man that Tiffany's in New York City, the fancy jewelry and fine gift store, is named for. That's his family's business. And he was a stained glass artist. So I think you'll enjoy that video. The next screen I have for you is a video of a person making a replica of one of his stained glass lamps that he was so famous for. Now this video has no words, it just has music playing. It's making a poppy lamp, and you can see how they use a form to make the lamp shade and have all these different pieces of glass that are lettered and numbered as they go around, and you can see them build up the lamp as you go. And here you can see kind of what the glass looks like with light streaming through. That glass will go in those little spots. So that's really cool to watch, to learn about how they put all these little shapes together. You can see it's kind of like paint by number, and that the worker doing this, it's not making the design, he's just faithfully recreating the design of a lamp, which artists that make the reproductions do, or people that are repairing the lamps and have to take them apart and put them back together, or maybe remake missing pieces to do repairs. You can see what that kind of looks like in this video. It's just 3 minutes long, and it's really soothing. The music is very nice and the pictures are so pretty. So if you like that, there's a whole series of different kinds of lamps with the artists working in their studio and the music playing. It's very nice. Then we're going to move on to the next artist, Marc Chagall, who has some famous stained glass windows. Marc Chagall was born in Russia, but he was Jewish, so his family spent a lot of time trying to escape persecution and moved around. He lived in Paris, and he even spent time in the United States. So here I will run it forward. There is a book called Through the Window. It is, this video is not the whole book. It's just a few selected pages and a little bit about his life story. When the libraries open again, our public libraries they have this book. They have 5 copies of this book. So you could request this book and read it yourself when the libraries reopen, or I'm sure you could order it on Amazon. This next video is so interesting to me. It's windows that were made in 1963 by Mr. Chagall, the artist, in a little church in England. And the man in the video explains why they have this collection of windows. And he explains the stories and symbols in the windows, so you can find little hidden details or not so hidden details, just mysterious details to understand the stories in the windows. and this one has a very amazing story, sad story about the windows. The next here, this is just 1 minute long. It's some close-ups. These are called Chagall's America windows. They are in the Art Institute of Chicago. The artist made them specifically for this new wing that they built, that they were going to have a gallery featuring his work. And when they told him that, he was so grateful. He wanted to honor the museum with this gift, and he made these windows just for them. And this is just 1 minute of looking at the windows with some cool music playing behind it. So I think you'll enjoy that. And if you're curious, the next link is a longer video. It's made by the Art Institute of Chicago. And this video has the story of how the windows came to be at the museum. Like I said, they told Mr. Chagall they were going to honor him with a special gallery, and he made them. And it has, if you go forward, run up to the 2 minutes and 40-second mark, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Then you will see them talk about taking down the windows when they were doing some work on the building and fixing the windows. They had them in a lab, and here's the laboratory, and they go over them inch by inch to find out how the glass was made and if it's in good shapes and what parts need help with cleaning or restoration. So all of that is really interesting. If you think you might be interested in this kind of art or this art restoration as a living, you know, New Orleans is full of buildings with very old stained glass, and this is a legitimate art and work career in New Orleans, the restoration of antique stained glass. So I urge you to take a look at it and see what you think about that as a possible career. Now this is a read aloud. They read the whole book, The Shape of the World. It's a book about Frank Lloyd Wright. I brought this book to school before, and in the third grade class, we looked at it when we were studying line, and we were studying somebody that used predominantly straight lines to create beautiful works of art, and that is Frank Lloyd Wright's Stained Glass Windows. So this book, the whole thing is in the read aloud. I recommend that. And then next is a stop motion, so it's played sped up. It's only 4 minutes long. It's a stained glass artist making a Frank Lloyd Wright style window, and it goes really fast because they sped up the camera. So no doubt this took like all day, 8 hours to do, but it's just in 4 minutes on the screen. It's all straight lines used in this window. There's some clear glass. Actually, it's mostly clear glass and a little bit of stained glass in it, but you can see how it's made a lot like putting together a jigsaw puzzle or a mosaic is another style of art that this resembles. There's no words, there's just the video, but if you're curious about how this is done and you're thinking this is something you might like to do for a living, I think you will really enjoy this video. Next is an artist that leads you in a demo of how to make a piece of art with crayons that looks like a stained glass window and features a word. She features, I think, her last name in the demo. It's only 4 minutes long, so you can watch that and see if you would like to make your own piece of stained glass art with crayons with a central design theme for everyone to see. And the last video I'm linking to is at the National Cathedral. That's in Washington, D.C. It is a religious house of worship. They hold regular services there. It is the Episcopal Church. Um, this is where they have big funerals when like a president dies, or like there was a large memorial service here held here after 9/11. Then I had a friend that went to that memorial service because he was working for the Red Cross in Washington, D.C. back then. But I want you to look here. You can see these. This is just one corner of the building, a little tower of the building. These little windows, they look so small, but they're stacked up high. Each of them is about the size of a person, and they're not down on the ground where you can walk by them. The only way to get up close to look at them up close is with a special piece of equipment, a cherry picker like they use to fix the lights, like on the back of a truck, except here it would be inside the building if they were inside. Also, you could use scaffolding to see them, and there's a couple of little skinny walkways that go along the walls that you can get up close to these windows. So the video is so cool because it gets you close to these windows that you don't have a way to physically visit without special equipment, but also because the narrator will point out little hidden details that you can see up close that maybe disappear far away. So that video is only 3 minutes long, and I think it's super cool because when I make my stained glass art, I like to hide things in the art. So if you watch my second video, that'll be a demo on how to hide letters or possibly a word in your stained glass art. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all not too bored at home. I hope you're enjoying some educational time with your siblings or family. Maybe cousins are with you. I hope you're making the best of it, and I hope you make art together. Art is so good for our brains, good for problem solving, good for boredom busting, good for helping us grow inside with our emotions, with our brains, with our feelings, with our heart. Get out some crayons and make some art, guys. See you soon.